On January 3rd, 2026, the United States launched a military operation in Venezuela, codenamed Operation Absolute Resolve. U.S. forces struck key military installations and swiftly captured President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. They were flown to New York to face federal charges linked to narcotics and terrorism. This was not a routine strike. It was an unprecedented direct military intervention against a sovereign government in the Western Hemisphere. President Trump's defenders call the action a surgical law enforcement operation aimed at combating narcoterrorism and protecting U.S. national security. But many global leaders, including France, China, Russia, and several Latin American countries, blasted it as a violation of international law at a UN Security Council meeting, claiming it undermines sovereignty and sets a dangerous global precedent. Meanwhile, inside the U.S., the Senate advanced a war powers resolution to prevent further unilateral military actions without congressional approval. Energy also plays a major role here. Trump declared a national emergency to protect nearly $2.5 billion in Venezuelan oil revenue controlled by the U.S. government. And previously, Trump demanded Venezuelan oil be exported to the U.S., threatening military escalation otherwise. A stark reminder that energy strategy underpins many foreign policy decisions. Just days after Venezuela, Trump escalated rhetoric around Greenland, a massive Arctic territory under Danish sovereignty. Trump declared the U.S. might act whether they like it or not. That's right. A sitting U.S. president publicly suggested the U.S. could pursue control of foreign territory, including the possibility of military force, despite international opposition. Why Greenland? It isn't densely populated, but it's rich in natural resources and strategically vital in the Arctic. With melting ice opening new naval routes, Russia and China have increased their presence there. Trump claims the U.S. must control Greenland to block rival powers. Military strategists note the U.S. already has operations there, like the Patuxent Space Base, but Trump argues that ownership is necessary for defense. Multiple reports say Trump ordered U.S. Army and Special Forces planners to prepare invasion contingency plans for Greenland, sparking deep worry among military leaders who reportedly disagree with this move. Denmark, a NATO ally, responded forcefully. Its prime minister called the situation a fateful moment, warning that such threats could damage NATO's foundation. In Iran, protests have erupted, fueled by economic despair and political repression. The Trump administration has signaled support for protesters and warned of intervention if the regime uses large-scale violence against civilians. Iran responded with blunt warnings of retaliation against U.S. forces and allies in the region. Some outlets report the Pentagon is considering possible attack plans against Iranian military targets, though no official deployment or strikes have been confirmed yet. Experts caution that, unlike Venezuela, Iran remains a significant military power with regional reach, meaning any direct conflict could have much larger consequences. Iranian officials point to historical grievances, including past U.S. covert actions and a long history of conflict, making Tehran a highly unpredictable flashpoint. Taken together, Venezuela, Greenland, and Iran, these developments may signal a major shift in how the U.S. uses military power. Some analysts call this a modern extension of the Monroe Doctrine, where the U.S. asserts broad control over the Western Hemisphere, but now extending beyond. Others warn the U.S. is setting dangerous norms, interfering in sovereign nations, threatening allies, and sidestepping international law. World leaders are reacting. At the UN, voices from all corners warned that the Venezuela operation undermines international norms. European capitals are watching Greenland closely, with some stating that any proxy action could damage long-standing alliances. In the Middle East, the prospect of U.S. intervention in Iran raises fears of wider conflict. Here's the bottom line. The world is at a geopolitical crossroads, one where the United States may be redefining power projection and global influence. Whether these events become long-lasting turning points or temporary eruptions will depend not just on U.S. decisions, but on how the rest of the world responds. Will allies hold the U.S. accountable? Will rivals exploit instability? Or are we entering an era where military force once again becomes the main language of global politics? If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Stay tuned for exclusive geopolitical analysis you won't see anywhere else.